That's probably not going to help.
I already did that and it didn't work.
Alright.
Is that why you left?
No, I rejoined the world.
I will set the sheet to the side then. As I will not be able to use it.
Yeah. Well, we are back to live now, so... Xavion's on his way, so we'll have another person in just a minute. So we're just gonna hang out and chill and talk about whatever. So how's your day been?
It's weird the rapture happened. There's no one here. Actually, me personally, I'm still getting the fuck over this head cold. Like, for the entire month of January, we have all been sick, and it's been miserable.
Oof.
But at least this one is a lot more manageable.
Oh, no, he's still talking.
Yeah, no, I'm done. That's it.
Okay, Sobe, what have you done all day?
Oh man, I slept a hangover away.
Nice.
I woke up at 4:30. And what time is it now? 6.
So you're well rested.
I guess I was playing. Yeah, ish. I was playing video games most of the morning. I don't know why, but I decided to go to sleep at 9 o'clock this morning.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
So that was
Jesus. Fun. And you're drinking already, aren't you?
That's...
Jesus.
Round 2. Turtle, weren't you both drunk and high the other night?
Oh, yeah. Last night included.
Well, we weren't high last night.
I was.
Okay, so you don't remember last night.
Oh, did I just miss Sobe?
I don't remember last night, Sobe.
I plead the fifth. I never took a gummy.
Oh, hang on.
If that's what you're saying.
No, but we did that.
Oh shit, that's right. We did smoke. Yep. Okay, I do remember. Yeah.
I do remember him calling out to you from his room.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that now.
For some reason, I'm getting way better frames in here today. I'm literally sitting at like 85 frames right now. What the fuck?
It's because there's only 3 of us here. I'm calling it now.
That's fair.
No, I did a lot of optimizations to the world. Also, stealth. On the menu. Wait. Oh, that reminds me. I have to click this button on the fucking stream. I forgot. I didn't turn it on for the stream. I got to turn it on for the stream.
Oh boy.
Should I?
There we go.
Also, sorry if you hear my cat losing his mind. He just realized that
looks so much better.
I'm the only one here.
I also need to
happy.
turn my fucking thing off and flip some shit on my end.
Fine.
I got another gifted sub to a channel I watch. Believe it or not, it's the person we rated last podcast. Fucking Glacy.
Yeah, I don't remember them, but I guess I followed them, so I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll send people to you.
Did you put Bloom on the logo?
Yes, I did. Actually, technically, the Bloom is on everything if you have post-processing enabled.
You said it was on here. There we go, that's much better.
It looks so nice, doesn't it?
It actually does.
Frames are just not affected.
Oh, cool. I just realized my eyes are just glowing now.
Yeah, everything glows. If you have a mission on something, it glows like mad.
I think the camera DJ has gone mute.
That's it.
Is it playing now?
I hear it.
Yeah, I hear it now.
I don't know why it stopped. That was weird.
It just did.
Okay. Oh my god. He's just requested off me like 6 times. Jesus.
They want in.
Let me in.
Why do I vaguely recognize this song. Hang
the song
on.
Maul's
Yeah,
playing?
so if you didn't know, all the music that's ever played during these streams is from Monster Cat. I have the subscription with them, so I get to play their music.
I believe that in its entirety.
It is true, so didn't know all the
I remember hearing at one point a Ramesses B song. So I believe it. Also, I'm still not friends with Camera DJ. I'm sad.
I kind of wonder if people didn't actually send friend requests to the camera.
I did like the second day I was here.
Oh yeah, I'd never look at the fucking friend requests on it.
Yeah, but I figure it would be easier trying to request invites from other people that aren't you that way. Like in case you crash.
Yeah, but I don't. If I crash, I'm not looking at the stream. Hello, Tease.
That's
Hello,
right.
Yeah, Tease is very shiny.
I'm shiny, huh?
Turtle added
I'm a shiny
post-processing
bitch. I got lots of shiny shit. Yeah, Tease. Open the menu, and turn on post-processing.
And for God's sake, don't look at your hands.
Where the fuck do I turn on? How do I open? Huh?
Raise your hand and whatever trigger
Right
you
hand
got,
above your
whatever,
head.
just pull.
Only one hand that does it. The right hand is the only one that does it, which is kind of hysterical.
I don't know if it works one-handed.
Oh my god, good fucking morning. Holy.
To be fair, I told you not to look at your hand.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ on a fucking cracker.
You are very bright.
How does this look on stream?
God,
Oh, she's not
I feel
loaded
like
in.
that's a compliment. Morning. Oh, I'm very bright.
We have a 2-minute ad break? Turtle.
Listen, I'm going to explain to you why that is. It is because I don't want people to have to watch ads when they first open the stream and get stuck on ads immediately. Oh, did someone else? Okay. Yeah.
That's fair.
I did not mean
So,
to sleep all day.
how Twitch works is as long as you play 2 minutes of ads every 30 minutes, they don't require you to have pre-roll ads, which is what I want. Also, Tease, you requested off me like 10 times.
I'm requested off of you like 3.
I accepted one, and there's. Oh, you invited me once.
Oh, Vampy's getting on.
Why make menu go bye-bye?
Hit the hide button.
This actually makes me worried.
I just turned everything off.
What?
Oh, I turn it back on! It's black
Now
in
the one
here.
time,
I can't see!
the one time I'm here on time, everyone else is late.
What hurts when you pee?
Oh my god, I can't see Xavier's gone! He's
I
gone!
actually use my
Xavier's
actual
gone!
mic. Mine
Oh my god!
Oh, floating.
The fucking post-processing turtle added, you are like a shining beacon in the night.
This man is in my
Oh,
Loading.
hell, Jesus Christ!
I want to see how this looks in VR.
On the menu, enable post-processing. It's bottom left button.
Oh my god, let's see what happens.
I'm just gonna go over here to the menu and turn it off that way.
You know what fucking, how many people are we missing,
God.
Turtle?
Well, God's right.
Oh my god.
Everyone really that's going to be here. There's a couple stragglers that'll be coming in later. Vampy's going to be coming in, yes.
Okay, never
And
mind. I
then
was
a
gonna
couple
say fucking hop on
Dude,
VR,
I
but
have
if
too much
everyone's
ADHD
for the most part here, then I won't worry about it.
I mean, you could still, because we got like five more
Greg?
minutes.
I could, but I also have a
I woke
severe
up like
downgrade
2 minutes
mic
ago,
quality.
and Turtle was like,
Where I'm really going to get going here.
join
Here
the
it is.
night
Also,
party,
7 p.m.
guys?"
This
It is
Wow,
This should
that was
be
some
clean
lag.
enough.
It's time to wake up.
Yeah. So today, if you didn't know, okay. So to start off here, I am enacting a rule, and everyone has to follow it. And if you don't, I'm gonna punch you in the face. That's not
Pay
show.
attention. Don't interrupt.
That.
Yikes.
Exactly. So if there's conversation happening, there should only be one conversation at a time. There should not be side conversations happening at the same time, because on the stream side, it sounds like one jumbled fucking mess, and it's impossible to understand any single conversation that's happening. So if you want to interject in a conversation, be like, hey, make it known that you want to interject and say something, but just don't start your own conversation with someone else.
I am unfortunately inclined to
Talking stick.
agree. As much as I don't like the belt tightening on the shit show, it does kind
It
of get
is.
a mess when you hear like the peanut gallery over there losing their shit over the
Yeah,
That
it's
show
from-
should be in the
What was all that?
conversation, not how people are talking.
Yeah. Last episode was I basically couldn't get any shorts out of it. I couldn't understand anything that was happening. So it was pretty bad. So that's why we're
Pretty bad.
enacting that rule. One conversation at a time. Pretty much try not to change the topic from the conversation. If it changes, who gives a fuck though? And I'm probably going to be the person to drag it back and change the conversation at different times, because that's how it always happens. I like to tie things back in. So also, if you hear me screaming like, hey, yo, shut the fuck up, stop what you're saying immediately, because you're probably saying something that I don't deem acceptable on Twitch or YouTube. So we did have that
Keep
problem.
yourself safe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be told to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. You're a
Shut the
stupid.
fuck up.
Oh,
To be fair, he
Okay.
tells with the amount of times he told Alexa to shut the fuck up, I can only wonder how many recordings of that Amazon has on file.
Alexa, shut the
Yeah,
fuck
so
up.
anyway, yeah, that's the big
What's today?
thing that that's the big thing I needed to note on. Today's topic is VR movies and shows, more so than content. So we're not talking about streamers. We're not talking about YouTubers. We're talking about movies and shows that were primarily recorded in VR chat, such as one that me and Sobe recently watched called We Met in Virtual Reality. That came out in 2022, I think. It's been out for
Yeah.
a good while. I know a lot of people that were in that one. Like looking at the credits, it's like, wow, okay, I know that name, 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 I know that name. Hey, I haven't seen them in 3 years. Oh, I know them, I know them. Yeah. It was like, okay, pause. Yep, I know all of them.
Excuse me.
Xavier,
That
you
wasn't
okay
me.
over there?
Why the fuck did them all stop playing again? What is this bullshit?
It was mesmerized, but whatever. Do you have a playlist active?
The moment you realize you're
Also,
streaming media
why
is
is
too
the
long.
camera so
Oh no,
Because it gives a
Camera
broader
selfie.
view
Over there.
bullshit and allows us to move around and the
bring
camera
it in
can
a
still
little
see us.
tighter?
It works out better this way because it's more centered in the middle. I mean, the podcast is not being recorded for visuals; it's being recorded for audio more than anything.
Oh, okay.
And it's a podcast, so the visuals don't matter as much. Visuals are there just for whoever's actually really interacting.
Let's make
with
it
us.
really
But-
crisp. I'm gonna get super close, just like all the other podcasts. I don't
Right.
understand why podcasters get very close, and it's just like, wow, your audio is great. It's like, no, he's eating the microphone.
I don't know what you mean.
Man, you sure Maul doesn't need a
you have those
fan for the computer?
juicy
That might
XLR
be
microphones.
I mean, it's a little
Dynamic
toasty in
breeze.
here, but it's not too bad.
Hello.
I have a
Okay.
cardioid mic.
Hello.
I'm going to use it accordingly.
Hello, Halen. Welcome.
I wish I had a shirt.
Just got done explaining that side conversations are not going to be a thing. We had problems with that in prior episodes. So one conversation at a time. If you want to jump into the conversation, you have something to add to it or say, go ahead and do that. But just don't start a conversation between you and Xavier. It's a podcast, one conversation. Golden. Got it. And today we're talking about VR movies and shows. Like I was just telling people, who here has watched We Met in Virtual Reality? Let's start off with that.
I haven't seen any of them.
No.
So Apple Podcast guests, but also,
see, that's the thing.
I'm
like,
gonna try.
Bringing people that have no clue about the topic and people that do know a little bit about the topic is the best fucking part. Because you get to learn something, you get to ask questions, and be like, oh shit, how do they do that stuff? Like, there's a whole fucking movie studios popping up in VR chat to make films solely in VR. Did you know that?
The Metacosm?
Yep. I know them. I know a few people that work with them.
I got some information on this topic too. I've done some work on a few projects too myself.
Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Why not? Where do I start? So, I guess if anything, I started off with Acme Jack working with TF Johnny in his music video. So, back in the day, there was a music video. Starts off, you're on a plane. I'm the pilot of the plane. That's my voice at the beginning of the video. It's kind of making jokes, and getting involved with that. And I remember when Acme Jack, he's the one who directed that. And he's been, I guess popular for Derail, that's on YouTube, starting that project off. I did an interview shortly after he did that one. And then I've been part of DFTW, his movie project with, No You. And I plays a character, Roger, who's just, kind of a weird project with weird type badass that just kind of kicks people.
Apple Podcast guest,
kind of a
but
weird,
also,
Lloyd
I'm gonna
with,
try.
here and there.
Yeah. So like, you would have never been in any of that if it wasn't for VR specifically. You would never go seeking out voice acting roles in platforms, would you?
Correct. Yes, very much so.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting at here. So, like, VR allows people that wouldn't normally be in the movie industry to somehow be in the movie industry, and like you can learn all sorts of different things about different people. So you can have all sorts of different documentaries about different topics. Like, there's a couple of YouTube channels that I consider more as shows than YouTube. By default, because they do like documentaries about certain people and their life story, let them tell their story, and basically just have a regular conversation that way, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And like We Met in Virtual Reality really did a lot of that. Watched it. HBO, you
Hulu?
should go watch it because it's really good. It's I think
Oh,
so.
goddamn.
If I remember right. Yeah,
I got some money behind that.
But they had I don't remember the number, but they had a lot of backers on it originally. There were a lot of people that helped out with funding that movie, and it was just a documentary filmed solely in VR chat back during the pandemic in 2020, 2021.
Interesting.
We couldn't go outside, so we ERP'd in VR chat.
Hey,
But you would
Yeah,
think
man.
during the pandemic, a lot more people would get on here, but I didn't.
Hey, it's not
not
ERP.
ERP, it's aggressive cuddling.
Aggressive
ERP,
cuddling.
It's in the game.
Not ERP, only
When the
AT.
Doom music kicks in.
Even during the pandemic, VR chat was still dealing with its slight decline, but it's good to see that projects were still being made at the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's always been
yeah.
crazy. I mean, even me back in the day. I don't know if any of you in the room right now know this, but these are up on my YouTube channel still. Back in 2018, I think it was, I filmed a couple VR skits. So they were really funny, poking fun at me doing weird things and being like, you're going to jail for that. So it was funny stuff. But they were just really basic skits. And it was a great time.
Straight to horny jail for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
actually
Ryuk,
see
how
a
you
lot
doing?
of,
Welcome. Welcome to the it's
You
the
can
shit
actually
show.
see VR chat being used for a lot of like skits or reenactments of like clips of YouTubers. And a good example is that the Hololive group, there's a group that is specifically reenacting a lot of their like voice clips in VR chat to give it more personality.
And not to
Yeah.
mention this was happening on like TikTok and stuff like that. Like there's some incredible, like they're short skits, but they go all out on it, and they do like they do a really good job too. You know, getting a couple million of views too. Stuff like that I think helps get the word out too. That like there is a film scene out here.
Yeah,
I don't know
there's
if it's just
a
me,
lot of
but it
those
looks like
on.
Go ahead.
You first.
Just go.
All right. I was gonna say, I don't know if it's just me, but the stream looks like it's dropping frames.
No, it definitely was when I tuned into
It's
it.
been lagging this whole time.
Let me see if I can fix that. I don't know what's going on there.
You want us to carry on?
Yeah, go ahead. I think audio is still working fine, so we'll see. Yeah, sound is fine, but video is fucky. I don't know why. I think I might know
Yeah,
why.
no, despite the frames, audio sounds okay.
Testing. How do I sound?
You sound good. Sound beautiful, in fact.
Oh, it's a little muffled. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
I was checking you on the stream.
Camera's getting 50.
What'd you do?
It's a little muddy.
That is.
What's going on?
I'm gonna bring it up a little bit.
All right,
Turtle, you're
Turtle,
supposed
what'd
to
you
clear
do?
off your explicit material before you start the camera. We've been over this.
Or to just look at the topic and be like, okay,
It's been a
we're talking about
long
that.
day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if that smoothens it out any. It doesn't look like it.
No.
Looks like it
Oh
did
my
for a little
God.
bit.
Maybe Thursday you should just use my computer for the stream.
That wouldn't be
And I
very
could use a
helpful
mom's
then.
computer.
Technical difficulties, everyone.
Mouse computer.
We could
It'll
just
be fine. I promise.
No, it's not the computer itself. There's something else going on here, and I don't know why.
You might have a
My
different-
computer
you
is
might
not
have-
having
Anywhere.
any issues now, but the fucking stream computer is.
You might
Let me see if I
have
can find you.
some programs running that are consuming a lot of power or consuming a lot of RAM.
That's the thing. This computer, like, all it's running is VR chat and stream. And a single
Also,
tab in Chrome. Chat.
I cannot invite Vampy.
Oh, that's your
All right,
problem.
just
with that
FYI,
single
I'm
tab in
messaging
Chrome.
someone right now. I'm seeing if they're. He's currently working on a, and they do like and he's finished up most of his recording. He might
That'd
be
be
at
some
work
good
right
insider.
now, but I'm just if I could get him in,
That would certainly
I
be
could see
interesting.
if I can get Acme. I'm pretty sure he's at work.
Are
Everybody
you
has a
using
job.
OBS or Streamlabs?
Streamlabs.
Welcome to the modern age where you work till you die.
Never had an issue with it.
I switched to OBS, and it wasn't as big of a like jump in performance. There was it did do better, but it wasn't as big as I thought it would be though. But I don't know. I kind of think about going back.
I've been considering jumping to OBS, but I'm also enjoying Streamlabs a lot.
I don't know why
Yeah.
Streamlabs having such a mental breakdown today.
Hey, Vampy.
I'm late.
It's just
Goddamn.
one of them
Woke up at
days,
7.
Turtle. It's just one of them
You're
days.
looking
late.
good, man. You're looking good.
Who the hell?
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Vamp.
I think things smoothened
Been a
out a
few
lot
years.
there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think it's because it's
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
Yeah, it's looking
record
good.
to a device that it's not actually recording to somehow, and I never turned that off. So yeah, we're just not going to record it.
I mean, you could just
That's
download
looking
it
a lot
later.
better. Okay, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep doing because
that's-
stuff is really
that's just
fucky.
loading data.
But
I can't even
anyway,
take it.
so
Wait till you have
Vampy, have
PC.
you, Vampy, since you just came in, have you watched the We Met in Virtual Reality? Have you watched that?
I do not believe I have.
Have you heard of it?
I think I think I actually have heard of it. I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah, I think if you watched it, you would probably recognize a good handful of names from it.
Gonna say,
but
so
It was really on HBO.
before Vampy.
Fantastic.
Since I came in before Vampy did, I'll answer the same question of, did I see it? No. Did I hear of it? Yes. I've yet to watch it as well.
yeah, I mean, I very highly recommend if you guys have the means to watch it, you definitely should because it is a very good watch. Do you agree, Sobe?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
So it was
Free
on Hulu,
promotion.
right?
Run the trailer.
On the trailer.
You know, I probably could, but nah. I don't know the guy that made it. I know a bunch of the people that were in it.
Yeah, that's a very
Joe
different
promised to
story.
watch
So-
it with me, and then he didn't.
I'm currently checking it out.
We're going to at some point, but like we have to do that over Discord because there's
Yeah,
no other way to
it says
do
at
it.
some point. What?
And you never do want you never
There's
want
no
to call
movie
them
that
at
says.
work.
Like,
Yeah, but you
there's no
can't
movie
play
that says.
movies that are can't play movies that are behind paywalls. And this movie does not exist anywhere else. I can't find it, so
Gotcha.
no, it's you have to pay to watch it. Anyway,
Damn.
so yeah, it kind of sucks, but you know, oh well.
People trying to get their money up.
But yeah, so
But not their funny up.
Personally, I see the.
Also, I will say that it did show me a side of VR chat that I never actually truly got to experience, like the VR wedding. Like I did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did see one VR wedding, but it was an impromptu,
God.
like, hey everybody, let's go get married, and I'm like, how the hell does that work?
Yeah.
that's how
I
90%
saw
of the
one-
VR weddings go. I think they really played
Well,
into it for
our
that
Pardo-
and made it a big
A
deal.
friend's wedding.
Yep.
And I was tempted to get Cobra.
I
and I'm trying to get
was
Cobra.
bachelor for one point.
Oh my
be
God.
The actual like officiate to actually like marry somebody.
Aficionado?
He has a license. Yeah.
No, the
Because he
bachelor.
has the license.
The one
to do
getting.
it. So it was like I was trying to get Cobra to do it, but he couldn't come at that time. So we had someone
Wait,
else.
if we're gonna talk about VR weddings, should we have King
I
Cobra
watched a
here?
VR wedding once.
'Cause
Oh
isn't
my
he
God.
actually,
On him, like, 2 days
wasn't he
ago.
actually in
Yeah,
one
he can marry
case?
people. Yeah, he can fucking marry people.
He literally has a license that he got online.
Yeah,
Cobra on?
he literally married someone for $9.95. Like he fucking took $9.95 to marry people. IRL.
Good on him.
Wait,
He'll do it.
Good on him.
Yeah, I think he's upped his price to $19.95 now because of the inflation.
Yeah,
At
but
least
even
got
people
paid.
still pay
Shit,
it.
I'd do it for free.
Cobra isn't on.
Yeah,
Right.
considering.
Since
Cobra's
the
never on.
mention
Pay
of
for a
Bachelor,
wedding.
Turtle, I have another show idea. Screw this podcast. We do The Bachelor with you.
Oh, jeez. Okay, you know what? You know what?
You know what?
100%.
Single becomes the Bachelor.
100%.
I will
If
host.
you guys, if you guys can make
I've
this
seen
happen
this
and get
man.
people
I
together,
think he pull off.
if you guys can
What?
get people together for it, I will
can
go
we get
for it.
people
I will make it a
together?
How
show.
about I just run the divorce?
I
Turtle
will
just
have
needs to shave and
recordings
cut
and
his
all that.
hair. He's fine.
Like,
I
I
want
Okay.
this
see
man
people
No,
do
no,
it
no.
too.
We're doing this in
a
VR.
maid
They don't
dress.
get to know what I look like.
No.
The VR Bachelor.
This would work.
Turtle.
The
I
VR
think this will be.
Yes.
I think we can make it work. I think we should do this for sure.
Oh my
That would be a
God.
fun show.
Turtle, Turtle,
I will
let
write
me
in
run
Yep.
the
That, please.
divorce
Someone
attorney.
And then we
Put
need to find the
Put that
What's
in
contestants.
gonna
evidence.
happen?
Hang on.
Flip it, need
Let me
evidence.
profit
oh
too.
my god!
Okay, wait.
So
Did y'all already have a
that's gonna
name
be
for this
season 2 of
project?
the shit show, huh?
VR
Project-
Bachelor.
He just said
The Bachelor. Oh no,
It's
that's
just
not
The Bachelor. I mean, we're not
The
going to
VR
make any
Bachelor.
money off of it. If we
Go for it.
were, then we would get a cease and desist.
VR
It's like, why are you
chiller.
doing this?
Well, they
VR,
can't.
VR chiller.
They can't
VR chiller.
trademark.
Yes, I'm
VR Chiller.
trademark
VR
VR chiller.
Oh my god!
I
They
don't see
can't,
any
so
trademarks.
like
they actually
somebody's-
can't. They can't make you change the name of something unless it's. I mean, it's going to be a
Unless you're
parody
making
of
money off of it.
The Bachelor in VR. It's really going to be a parody of it, so they can't really do much.
But I
it's
want it to
just
really
the
happen.
name,
You're going
the
to
VR
find
Bachelor.
love.
Yeah, I would love to do this. This sounds like a great idea. Great time. You guys have to do all the legwork to get the people for it, though, and I cannot meet these people prior to that day.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the deal with that. But that would be hilarious.
I gotta go find people.
Do I have permission?
Yeah.
People who
Single females in between 18 and 35.
I have no clue.
Actually, if there's any single females, 18 to 35, currently watching, Turtle is single, and
I might
he's going to be
me. I
on
might
The
have
Bachelor.
I'll let you know if he joins though.
The Bachelor.
Idiot, what are you
The
doing?
Bachelor.
I wanted. Oh, you know what? After Turtle, I should probably go because I'm the next in line.
Hey, Lynn, what did you say?
Do I have permission to get people that would potentially chew with the bat just for the hell of it?
100%.
But
maybe they'll
All
secretly
right, I
fall
think
in
I
love. We
got
don't
it.
know.
Yes. Let me.
Who's going to give them a rose?
You know, we could also, you know those shows on YouTube, the Tinder in real life. What if we did Tinder in VR chat? Exactly the way they do it in that.
that already exists. There's already a program for that.
Okay, but I don't want to do a world for it. I just want to.
No, I said
just do it.
A program.
Are you talking about like
I know.
those one YouTube videos where like they're standing in like the little square?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's just based
Exactly.
on this little bit of you and like left or right. Also, I just
Exactly.
gestured that even though I'm a deskie and you didn't see my hand move.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty fun too.
No,
But
you
no, the
better not
VR,
be getting
VR
sick too,
Bachelor
Turtle.
sounds highly entertaining.
The VR
Dude,
killer
I've been
will live
sick.
on.
I've been down with the sickness for years.
I said green hair.
Oh, that
I
was
know
All
I've
great.
been disturbed
is
for a
Dawn
while.
of the Dead when
This
I hear
isn't new.
that song.
All right, Turtle.
Dude, I've been
Just
massively
heads up,
disturbed.
I think I just told Acme whenever he's ready just to join on
Something,
me. He said
something,
be hopping
monkey
on a
stream.
little bit, so he may be popping a little bit later.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
So, got someone with some director experience.
Don't be sleeping over there. Fuck.
No, she was
I
laughing.
was laughing.
That sounded like a snore. Like
It do look
No,
like
I'm
you're getting
trying
real
to stay
comfortable over
awake.
there.
If I was snoring, you'd know, buddy. You'd know.
Oh,
Sound
God.
like
I don't know how to
Yeah,
spell
so-
bachelor.
so yeah,
apparently.
shows
The elephant
shows
again.
like that. There's all sorts of different parody shows that have been done in VR chat on different things, aren't there? Like what do you guys all know of that has been parodied in VR chat on show type
You know it could be.
things?
You know it could be parodied.
Chris
AFV.
Hansen.
Besides the typical black cat
America's Funniest Home Videos. VR's funniest videos.
Show
Oh, that would be
was
fun.
like Kenny.
I mean,
was it was
they're-
from
they're-
South Park? The fight. Let's see. There was the
We need more of that, really.
Jimmy
Yeah, like, I
and
swear we
the
could
other
do
kid. I cannot
a,
think
Not
who
anymore
it is.
Black Cat,
To
but
Catch
we
a
could do it
Predator.
more VR shows.
Oh yeah.
Timmy-
That's already
Timmy and
being
Jimmy.
done all the time by people.
I know. Just make a show out of it.
So I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the longest running talk show in VR chat that I don't think is running anymore. It was hosted
Rebels,
by
right?
Gunter. No, it was I don't know
yeah.
what it was called, but it was
Rebel?
Gunter's talk show back in like 2018. Yeah, he had a talk show going on in VR chat for like 2 or 3 years,
God.
and then I think he quit. But that was the longest running talk show at the time in VR
At
chat.
the time. Yeah.
Fucking
Now
shit
I
show now
believe
has a new
I was
goal.
talking with Rebel about this around New Year's. I believe his is currently the longest running. That one Rebel.
I think I'm close to that too. I wasn't doing it daily,
Hey,
but
do
3
you
times a week. Hey, I'm in the running.
Eddie.
It has begun.
I've been doing mine for 4.
The doggening.
I already sense. Is it time for a cigarette?
No, he's being quiet so far. He's just playing with me. I had him out
Oh,
running
yeah,
a bit
yeah,
earlier.
But
Yeah.
will it be
So
enough
No,
to
but
save
there's-
you?
There is.
so we
one
figured out that
show
none of
that-
you have watched anything really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry to be
to
a
be
downer
fair-
on
I
this
forgot the name of
topic.
it.
Yeah, all I know
Great-
is
great
content
topic,
creator. I know
Turtle.
like one film studio, but I've never seen their stuff, and that's AGP Films.
Hmm.
To be fair,
Oh, see, I know
because I'm
content
so busy
creation.
that I just don't
Hold
have
up. Does
time.
anybody remember like it wasn't that long ago, but there was like this whole MetaQuest movie thing that was going out. Isn't in a couple like VR chat
Oh, yeah.
worlds. It was
Oh,
a
man.
really huge trailer. Yeah.
There was,
There's
there
something
was
else we could
also-
totally talk about.
There's also the Ready Player
okay.
One thing that happened in VR chat years ago.
I was legitimately just about to say that we
Yeah.
can
Oh my
totally talk about
God.
Ready Player One,
Dare
like
I
the
ask?
real movie Ready Player One,
What, Fox? You weren't around for that?
because that I would
I don't
consider
think I
that a
was,
valid topic
or-
for today.
Oh God, what was the name of the creature that they were hunting?
I have no clue. I don't know what the thing is in VR. I just know I've
Are you
watched
talking
Ready
about
Player
the
One years
plot
ago,
of
and I was
Ready
like,
Player
damn,
One?
this is just VR chat in 20 years.
No. I'm talking about in VR chat years ago. In
God,
VR chat
hopefully
years
20
ago, there was something
Yeah.
that a lot of the old world creators got
back
together
off.
and collabed on to implement a big game like Ready Player One, where players would have to go around to different worlds that were wrecked by a certain creature.
Oh
have to
yeah, VR
find
chat hosted
clues.
that. It was
Yes.
fuck, I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, I remember that. I
I
participated
vaguely
in that.
remember this. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Oh my
the,
God.
Yeah.
the pug was hit
The
by
good
it at
old
one
days. I wish
point.
they'd bring that
Let
shit
me
back.
think. I
Yeah,
believe Gaia was hit by it at one point.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got.
I
no
don't remember what it
clue.
was
Worlds.
called,
I've
but
got no
dude, that
clue
was so
what this
good.
is.
It was
Yeah,
basically an
you know-
ARG in VR chat.
Yep, and it was
I see.
massive at the time. I remember once a world dropped
Oh,
or
yeah.
once something new hit, everyone went nuts.
Yeah, everyone
Everyone
was like,
just be
gotta
like,
find
we
the
gotta get
secret,
in
gotta
there.
find the code. Man, what was
yeah.
that called? Shit,
Let me
dude,
look
that
up
was
the name.
so
Let
long
me-
ago.
Oh
Give me a
God,
minute,
there's
I'll look
memories
it up.
flooding back from it. Yeah, I remember there was like panels on the different.
We've unlocked
different
the
worlds.
memory.
Let me see.
I unlocked a memory. That was way back.
Yeah.
That was early
That was like
or late
2019.
2018. Yeah, early
At
2019.
least I'll order some new hands for VR. But
I don't know why I don't remember any of this.
seriously.
Oh
I don't
God,
think I
the cosmic
participated in it
egg.
at all.
It was the cosmic egg.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Was it?
VR chat just hit their 10th anniversary. As
Yes,
well,
the hunt
so-
for Mr. Whiskers. The hunt for Mr. Whiskers.
Yeah, the hunt for
big
Mr. Whiskers.
prize.
Yes. The Hunt for Mr. Whiskers. Yeah. That's what it was, dude. That was amazing back in those.
Hang on.
Oh man, that was just
is
insane.
by far one of the earliest, biggest projects to ever come out of VR chat.
They-
Sure, you had like streamers and like people
Yeah,
doing.
they need to do
creative
that
things,
again.
But if
Bring
we're all
it
being
back,
honest,
bring
that
it
was
back.
something that laid the groundwork for future creativity in VR
Dude.
chat because it showed collaboration among a lot of big names and what can be done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we need to like petition for VR chat to bring back the Hunt for Mr. Whiskers.
This is
'Cause
back in
guess
April
what?
of 2018. I think I missed this by 6
got-
months.
I don't think it'd be too hard to get to push them towards it. Honestly, we just gotta, but this a gentle nudge in that direction.
You
Yeah,
have
I
that,
mean-
and you
Well-
have Turtles Shitty World.
Well, it all
User
depends.
base
It all
has
depends.
grown a
VR
lot
chat has
since
become
Hey,
a
stop it.
lot
So,
big.
I'm kidding.
VR chat's become a lot more different than it was back then. Back then, it was like
Yeah.
the early internet, Wild West.
VR
These
chat
days,
was
you
more
got-
like
These days, you got companies
You remember
that
when
are
it was
actually
PC
involved.
only?
These days, you
Yeah,
got like
Westies.
companies that are actually
Yeah,
involved
you can
in
do
it.
this shit
You
on your damn
got
phone.
Yeah.
studios that
I'm
will
just kidding.
literally
I love you,
have
baby.
events
I
and
know you
VR
watch
chat.
it, and you want to play
Let's see if we get
Eddie,
it's a-
sponsored.
good enough.
Coca-Cola.
that is my
It-
toes.
If you get if you get sponsorships involved, that makes it even more corporate and puts more limitations because it's just a bigger challenge now because VR chat is a different beast.
Not entirely true.
Oh, I got
certain corporate sponsors will let you dictate everything and them just say, put our logo in this somewhere in a positive way, not a negative way. That's it. That's the only input they have on it, usually at those points.
For example, if Coca-Cola were to do that, they'd be like, "Here, have a bottle," like someone drinking a bottle of Coke. Simple.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Let me go grab him and wait.
Delicious, refreshing.
And maybe
Yeah.
dropping Pepsi.
Oh wait,
in
this is
the
a
trash.
podcast.
If
We
some-
shouldn't talk about
If
it.
someone were to make,
Unless-
Man, if
a-
I could get sponsored by Coke, I would be happy because, like, my great uncle is Asa Griggs Candler, one of the original
You know,
creators of Coke.
my balls have never felt
God
as
damn.
refreshed as they have
The
with
fuck?
trying MeUndies. Today's sponsors.
The fuck?
Ah,
There is no
That's-
sponsors
that's-
here
that's-
yet.
There are
I was
not
about
any
to say,
sponsors yet.
Just
honestly,
random
I mean,
ad
hey,
plugs.
if someone were,
have you-
if someone
have
were
you,
to make
uh,
up
have
a
you
real
ever heard of
recapping,
those,
like the history of that event.
Oh my God,
itself, of the
Sobe
Hunt for Mr.
sponsorship would be
Whiskers.
amazing. What other things would be great?
Jesus.
If you-
Does
I
Sobe
mean,
still
Coca-Cola was
exist?
pretty good.
I love soda.
Dude, Coca-Cola would be
Sobeys are
amazing.
delicious.
If Coke, dude, literally just give me a free case of Coke, a free 30-pack of Coke every month, and I will talk for 10
Every
minutes
month.
every single podcast about how amazing Coke is. Someone get me in contact. Just 30 cans of Coke.
I don't
That's
think that's
also
enough.
That's like
Turtle.
$20. Listen,
I live in Florida. The
okay,
implication
we can't,
is a little bit
do
odd
Sobe
when you
anymore
say
because
that.
that's a Pepsi product. I think.
Fuck.
Is it?
God damn it.
I don't remember.
you're right.
No,
Well,
anyway,
I'm
so
pretty sure it is.
yeah, it is. So legitimately, if
So
Coke just gave me free Coke every month, like
I
one or
haven't-
two, every month,
All
right.
I would
You actual
gladly fucking advertise
Come on,
them
come on,
every
come on.
single stream.
I'm just gonna squeeze
Oh my
somewhere.
god.
Hello, welcome. I'm friends with you.
I hope you understand that having your
yeah, that was our old
co-host name
business,
as
but,
Sobe might
we
be a
didn't wanna go that
deficit to a
business
Coke
model
sponsorship.
Okay, yeah, no, we'll be fine.
We
We're
had
just
like
gonna
one
not
single customer that
involve
was
you with
keeping us in
that.
business, you know.
We're gonna use that. We're gonna look at you and be
Didn't he die a
like,
bunch of
you
times?
are not
Yeah, that's why
better
that's why
than
we went
Coke.
bankrupt.
Coke is better than
I'm going
you.
to get
Uh-oh.
a cease and desist letter from Pepsi now. Thank you. Change your name. I don't like your
So-
name.
so,
Change it.
Water. I
I'm
don't
gonna do
drink
a
sodas.
quick
I
intro
like
to Acme
that.
Jack for those who do not know. So
I
if you've seen
understand.
Derailed, was
All I
one of the
drink is
movies
soda.
that came out.
I got Coke
What
right
that was
next to me.
like 2020? No, that was 2019.
I got a 2-liter.
Bro, Vampy, you're fucking
And
funny.
then
Yeah, I
It's like
think so.
the whole idea of
You directed a
like
film
70%
with,
in the water. You're fucking
with TFM Johnny
fucking Coke.
and
Yes,
used a lot of
exactly.
different
No, I'm just
applications and stuff like that.
70-80%
Worked with a
sugar
few
water
actors.
at this point.
So
And
is this
ages
going to be somebody
pass.
with experience? I think he's pretty good on the list.
Yeah, if you want to talk about anything about making movies and shows in VR chat, go ahead. Say anything you want. Stage is yours.
Sure. Hey guys. Hang on. Yeah, I'm Acme, and thanks for the intro, Zavion.
Hi, Acme.
Yeah.
It's like an AA meeting.
I feel like we're a fucking AA now.
I sometimes suffer from a little bit of imposter syndrome just because it's been a little while since my last project, and I really want to get back into it, but it's just some things in my life I gotta fix first. But yeah, I directed Derailed back in, I think it was 2020. It was definitely during the pandemic. That was my first short film, and it was a pretty big sensation in VR chat, and even got into a real world film festival. So I was excited about that. From there, I did I think 3 or 4 music videos with TF and Johnny. I did 2 more short films after that, including one that I actually had Chris Quits Reality as a stuntman for it. That was pretty fun. Besides that, I just kind of play like a minor role in other people's productions, because I kind of became like the go-to guy. Like, hey, you're making a movie? All right, yo, Acme could help you out with that. So there was a lot of that, and definitely a lot of unfinished products that I don't even think anyone knows about, besides maybe a few people I worked with. So yeah, I know a thing or two about filmmaking VR chat.
Well, hey, if you ever want extra people
Humbleness
to
can
help
only
out
get-
with something,
Humbleness
I'd be willing to help out.
Humbleness can only stifle the shine for so long.
I have subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Oh, do check out his
thank you.
videos, though. They are way better than I can edit.
Hey, do you mind?
That is for dang sure.
Do you mind, little
I guess
boy?
what I'll start with is there anything in particular about filmmaking in VR chat that you'd like to know? I'm more than happy to answer.
What got you into it? What made you start thinking of doing it in VR? And did you do stuff outside of VR first?
Okay. So 2 things: unemployment and boredom. We're 2 very driving
Filmmaking. It's just like, hey, I have a little bit of extra time on my hands. What can we do?
Oh my god! No, okay, so I was unemployed that summer of 2020. I was looking for work, and it was just a rough year. Like, I even had a recruiter. He even told me, like, hey man, I outside of the medical field, there are no jobs right now, so I'm sorry. So I was stuck without work for a while because of the whole panini. but I saw some really good attempts at cinematic video in VR chat on YouTube at the time. There wasn't anything I could really think of as like a real film in what my vision for it was. But I saw a couple attempts. I'm like, you know what? I feel like something can be done with this. And at the time, I noticed there was one guy, I forget what his name is now, but he developed this special camera for VR chat, and it's commonplace now. But at the time, no one else had this. It was a camera that had real world DSLR settings, and it had depth of field. And I saw that, I'm like, oh my god, I want to make movies with this. And I noticed no one else did it at the time. It was only being used for photos. I'm like, you know what?
But now everyone uses it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Except at the time,
I'm like literally trying to
the
pull
camera
it up.
VRC lens.
was not
That's what
made
you're
for
talking
video.
about, right?
It was only made for photography. So
For
I was the
photos.
first one to use it for So it had no type of stabilization or anything. So I was Derailed was pretty experimental actually. So I learned a lot doing that, and it was very tough
I
to make it
lied.
look
I
good.
have seen Derailed.
Hey,
I
Hey,
haven't.
There you go.
Actually.
projects like
that's
Derailed,
interesting.
where it's pure experimental, and I say this as someone who's also done experimental work in the past.
Mhm.
If you don't take the experimental work and step up and do it, then nothing changes. Everything stays the same. People aren't going to get motivated
Yeah.
to try new things.
And
So good on ya.
Not to toot my own horn here, but like I have people that literally come to me and tell me that if it wasn't for Derailed, like a lot of the film community right now probably wouldn't exist. So
I
I'm
brought you
glad
on
I
so
started
you
that
can
for
toot
you.
your horn.
Yeah,
Toot away,
I know
dude.
there's
Toot
a
away.
lot of. I know there's a lot of different film studios popping up in VR chat now. I know the guy that
There's so
made.
many of them now. It's great.
I know the guy that made We Met in Virtual Reality. He started one. I know Metacosm Studios.
I'm friends with Joe. Joe's a great guy. Yeah.
I just finally watched that recently, and also got Sobe to watch it. And I know fucking half the people in the video. I know half the people in that thing, and
Yeah.
it's just.
Mhm.
It was really strange seeing them on that. Yeah.
As far as I know, that is probably the only VR chat production I've known to actually go onto a streaming service. So that was big ups to him, man.
But
did
he
great.
had he had a huge backing to start it with.
Oh yeah. So I'm very glad. What? I'm very glad to see what the community has become.
You're very clad
and
in your clothes.
I'm so excited to get back when I can. So I have a couple financial obstacles in a way, but when I do get back, I've seen how far the technology in VR chat has come, including facial tracking and 11-point tracking and all that. So I'm excited to
I have
come
eye
back.
tracking, so
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I feel like whenever I do come back to filmmaking, I'll sort of be like James Cameron, who took like a long break since the first Avatar movie and then came back with Avatar 2 out of nowhere.
No, I mean, if you go to make another thing, and if you need like any special things made for Worlds, like script specifically, that's like my specialty at this point. Scripting in Worlds and that type of stuff.
Okay.
Programming is my thing.
Wait, so you were talking about a world that right now they're building like for filmmaking. I'm not sure if you're aware about that. But can you explain more? Explain more.
Explain.
You got me. You disinfected me.
The flubbing has begun.
Oh no.
But we were talking about earlier. Verbal dyslexia. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna go from there.
Verbal dyslexia, sure.
Everyone.
Dyslexia.
I mean, being
like-
dyslexic actually does mess with how you speak, so that is just dyslexia.
I feel like the ideal
that's how I talk
world
to
for VR chat when it comes to cinematography and filmmaking would just be a like blue screen kind of blocky sound stage with like a 3-point lighting system and then like an asset library where you can just drop things in.
Oh,
And it's just like, hey, I need a car here, I need some kind of building,
So-
and then you can just go into editing software and just put your backing.
Yo, okay,
Yeah,
think
no,
of this for a
that sounds
second.
pretty cool.
And
I'm sure that
I was-
Metacosm Studios, for example, I think they're definitely going to raise the
I'm
bar
all-
this year. So they announced recently this year, and I'm hoping it's actually true this time. that VR Chat the movie is finally close to release. So, oh no, it has a new name now. I think it's Into the Metaverse. That's what they're calling it now. And I have high expectations for it. They pretty much I've seen the most impressive work from them so far, and the Japanese community I feel is very underrated because I see some of these short films. They don't have nearly as many views as they should. The Japanese filmmaking community in VR Chat is insane.
The Japanese community in VR Chat in general is just cracked.
Yeah.
When I was in Japan, I met some of that community, and they are out there, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I used to hang out in
good quality
Japanese worlds every once in a while, and I had a few friends. Some of my first friends in VR Chat were from Japan. That was really strange. There was definitely a communication barrier there.
You know, if I may take us on a bit of a side. If I may take us on a bit of a topic.
I got something I want to bring up first. So, years ago, I just lagged out. Anyway, years ago, have you ever heard of GM3 or Godfrey Myers? Either of those names ring a bell? He used to make music. I think he still makes music, but he had a bunch of videos on YouTube. He was making music videos in VR Chat at one point. He sadly completely and totally nuked his YouTube channel and everything, so those are lost in time. But I was in one of his videos, and the production quality of that was pretty fucking insane. Like, and this was back in like 2018, 2019.
Oh yeah.
So there's always been content being made in VR Chat, but most of the original people that were doing it sort of fell off, and they don't do it anymore. But now we have all these bigger name studios and things coming up, making like full feature-length films instead of just music videos or short things, whatever. Like even back in the day, I know I mentioned this to everyone else here. I made a couple skits in VR Chat that were just like really stupid, funny things. They lasted like 5 or 10 minutes, and they were great. But you know, I never went anywhere with that because I can't edit. I can sometimes come up with the idea for the thing, and the idea was so stupid, but you know, it worked.
I just remembered something that actually plays heavily into what we're talking about. It was an old project that I got asked to participate in back during the heyday of VR Chat. A Christmas Carol of VR Chat that was going to be narrated by the Great Khan, and a lot of big streamers at the time were set to be actors in it. A good friend of mine, Dr. Woots, had started putting it together and asked me to be part of it because at the time I was known in VR Chat for going around and doing stuff like this, just taking faces and putting them on, and he wanted me as a background character. And so he got together some of the biggest names of VR Chat and started planning it, put together a server and everything. Even had nights where he was having people reciting the lines and everything. They were gonna record it and everything. But things just kept changing because VR Chat kept updating every year with a big update that would break all the worlds that were going to be recorded in. So it's like, you know, I can definitely think back to like some of the earliest projects. I'm just surprised that some of them actually managed to take off, whereas other ones failed. And I'm proud for those that did take off.
Yeah, you know, thinking on that, the difficulties. So, Acme, when you were making things in VR, did you have any difficulties due to VR Chat continuously updating and changing during production?
I would say no. I guess I was fortunate enough not to have any major changes while I was filming, or maybe I was able to finish productions in the time between those updates. But my biggest difficulty by far with these projects was just getting everyone on board and consistent. Because the thing was, I sort of created a reputation for myself in VR Chat to the point where if I was coming out with something new, people were like, "Oh my god, yeah, Acme's working on something. Hey man, if you need some actors." if you need an artist, I'm there. And so I always received a ton of volunteers. But when it came time to actually get down to working on things, and again, I knew these were passion projects that everyone was doing in their free time. I was totally cool with that. But when it was time to like set up meetings and shoots and stuff like that, it was always very inconsistent. Some people were great about it, but a lot of the time it was just like people were being pretty unprofessional about it. And I understand, like, real life gets in the way, but like, let me know, ahead of time. Let me know.
Yeah.
You can make something, or don't just drop out the face of the earth, and then I don't hear from you, and then the world I was supposed to get created never did. So
that would definitely suck.
Quite a lot with the Christmas Carol as well. A lot of people would just say that would approach Woots and told them, I want to participate in this too, as background or something, or like say, I want to participate in this. But then when rehearsal came up, they would just be nowhere to be found. They even had me reciting lines at one point, even though I was supposed to be silent, just because they needed someone to say something.
Yeah, so that's why that's part of the reason I kind of stopped. I just don't have that reliable support that I need for, especially these big projects. Before Into the Metaverse, I actually had this feature film myself. I remember putting it on the Reddit, the VR chat subreddit, and it was one of the most popular posts for a couple days. It was a 120-page script that I just finished for my film.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
But I'm not doing a volunteer basis anymore. I think when I do get back to it, I'm actually going to take a more professional approach, and I just finished for it up and actually people for their services. So
I mean, if you're making money from it, definitely that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But
I can't do the volunteer basis anymore.
But if this is also something that you want to put on like a resume or something going forward, then absolutely, that's definitely how you want to handle it, because
so
people who are going to be I strangely should go, but it's like an idea. If you want it to come out so good that you could be putting it on something as like, I've directed this, then it's like you want to be professional about it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think like for the actors, I do think like having it like, go for it.
Yeah, I have a really strange. You continue there. I'll remember what I'm going to talk about in a second. We're good.
But basically what when you're working with a lot of the actors, you'll have voice actors, you'll have VR actors, and there's a difference of what they can bring to the table. Sometimes a voice actor, they have really good voice, but then having them ask them to go into VR and then do the motions may be a bit difficult, and then vice versa. So just having some kind of way of getting what experience level they bring to the table and using them for their best. I think that's good. That way you're
in that sense,
there's a difference between amateurs and pros.
In that sense, you could also have stunt doubles, in the sense that like we are able to turn off our name tags. So for the video, you could have someone like be a stunt double for someone else and like act out the scene. They could be acting it, voicing it, but someone else is acting it as it's happening.
Yeah, you can do some weird things with VR that you don't have to have stunt doubles that actually match. You just have to have two people that have the same avatar in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's definitely pros.
So stunt doubles, doubles don't have to match. You can have you can have 5 actual actors as long as your biggest scene only has 5 people in it, and then 10 to 15 actual voice actors to do the 10 to 15 different characters throughout, that type of thing. Yep. But what I was going to bring up, so I hang out in the VR chat Discord all the time, right? I'm doing nothing at work, so I'm just like talking to the VR chat Discord, hanging out. And I had someone that messaged in there saying, "Hey, I'm looking for anyone that has full body." And I was like, "I have full body." He was like, "Cool, can I DM you?" I'm like, "Sure." So dude DMs me and he's like, "Hey, I've got this like script wrote up and all these plans. I want to make this show, this like sci-fi type movie in VR chat." And I'm like, "I can definitely help with that. I've got all sorts of things." Never fucking heard from him again. That was like a week ago.
Yeah.
Well,
I think projects often do fall apart too. Yeah.
Hey, commercial break.
He was looking for people for it, and I even like tossed him to
that's apparently
one or two friends, and he
give it a month. If he doesn't come back around, then it's
didn't get to him.
Then it's in the water.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the things like VR chat, a million people come up with an idea, but only one of them follows through with it. It is
I
time.
would agree with that.
The dog was saying right. Dog was like right.
It's time.
And he has input. Let the dog speak.
It is time.
will
Let me
go.
speak.
However,
You need a
when I'm
cigarette?
gone. Before I leave, I'm just curious. Has anybody seen the Netflix show Social Distance?
No.
Nope.
I think
No,
my
I
wife
heard
has.
good things
I'm
about it.
thinking
But
Never
now.
even heard of it.
Might have
You.
watched it.
we spend too much time
all
playing
right.
the game to watch the game.
Yeah.
Well, take the laser with you.
Before I
That is a
I will
valid,
take the laser with me.
valid statement.
Well, it's
Yeah.
I used
it's
to watch the game back in
basically
college when
7
I
short
played,
films
like,
about
when I was
COVID,
just
but
watching
one
videos
of the
while I
short
was
films
playing
was
it.
about VR chat, but
Yeah.
nobody's seen it. I guess I'm the
Well,
only
time
one
goes by.
that can comment on it. All right, I shall be back.
Patty.
I am on doggy duty. I'll be back. Woo!
If
Always
not
the
for my
one.
co-host, I would have to leave.
Also, dude, if you got to get,
This is his
head back
job.
to your group, you don't have to stick around for the whole show.
And I just stole a seat like it's nothing.
Patty.
He's on the
Yeah,
call.
I'm stealing
Quiet.
your seat.
I don't have a seat.
So yeah,
You know
go
what's
with
another
you, take
so-
it.
You know what's
Yo,
another
we've
common form
sort
of
of-
entertainment in VR chat that get broadcast a lot and has been for years? Role plays.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking of that actually. I did mention that before everyone came in. So I personally don't like the role plays because all of my friends that are in them, I never get to see them because they're always, as soon as they get on VR chat, they're only on for the role play and never anything else. They never just come on to hang out anymore. Patty.
Committed.
I do
At
know a
the-
few people
at
that are
this
like
point-
that, but
Yeah.
like I remember Shinikami. I used to hang with him every so often.
Leave the door wide
but
open.
Then he started diving into that and
All the way open.
never see him
Well, if you
anymore.
think about VR chat's a place
Damn
to
it.
escape reality.
Oh.
I think no one
Exactly.
is doing it better than
Well,
people
it's
who
not.
are acting, really.
Exactly.
They might
They're
as well
living out,
record
they're
it
living
and
out
make
whatever
shows out of it.
fantasies
It's not
they
that
want.
hot.
And let's face
It'll
it,
be-
in this
it'll be
day and
cool enough
age,
in here
with
when,
the price of
when
living,
you get back.
we need all the escapism
Oh
we can
my
get.
god.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
so
Ain't that
F in
true?
the chat. for
VR
truth.
content. Do you prefer? Does anyone here like have a preference? Like, if you're gonna watch a movie or a show, do you think you would go to the equivalent movie in VR chat? So let's say all the acting and everything is identical to a real life movie. Would you watch the VR chat version or the IRL version first?
Depends if I know the person, the people in it.
So okay,
Yeah.
let me rephrase. Same people, same things, like as though it's IRL or VR is 100% identical. Which one would you
side by
watch?
side like a TikTok
So long as
brain
we-
rot moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be
that's
watching them to
fair.
compare them to see what
Yeah.
version would be
Well,
better overall.
No,
and then
like the
put that
only
version
difference.
they're on.
What I'm saying is like the only difference
is
would
where
be
it takes place, VR chat or
visuals.
reality.
The visuals. The visuals is the only
Reality.
difference to it.
Reality, 100% every single time.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
probably go for VR chat before because it's a little more distant from the real person and they can act different characters better in VR than they can
heavily
IRL.
depends on the setting.
And also
Yeah.
I would
making
like to see
content,
Mortal
making
Kombat
movies
1
and shows in VR
chat.
chat. Making movies and content in VR chat, you can make a crazy sci-fi alien movie without having to spend $1 million on a costume or fucking effects, right? You
Yeah.
can just
True.
Yeah,
make
but
an
the effects
avatar
is what
and
makes the movie.
I
You
have
have
something
it,
I want to add
but-
to that.
but
something
in
I wanna add
VR
to
you
that.
can just
Go,
make
go,
an
go.
avatar that does it all. You don't have to have the
that's-
effects and
that's
things made.
true.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or you can make a world.
You can make
it a million
times cheaper.
Yeah,
you can also-
Yeah,
Just look at Unreal.
I don't know.
Look at Unreal 4 and 5. It's used in the film industry, for God's sakes.
I will say
Unreal
Unreal
Engine
Engine
4
5
and
looks
5
realistic
is-
as hell. I can't tell the
VR
difference
chat.
between
Yeah,
Unreal Engine 5
I
and
know that, but what I mean
real
is
life.
like you're able.
You can
with the
you can
Unreal
get
Engine,
similar
you can create
effects in
environments
Unity
that
as
you
well.
could never create in real life. That would cost a lot more money.
And you'd have to use a lot of CGI to make them.
The saving money idea.
Oh,
And
hey,
also-
guess
it's-
what?
it's-
reason-
it's-
the
it's-
reason-
yeah,
So
making
no,
as big as
pause for a
possible.
second. The reason I brought up the saving money aspect is because they can spend more time and money on the actors and the acting of it instead of spending all the money on the set and all of that stuff. Because making a VR chat world is so much cheaper than making a whole set IRL. Like, if I had to make this room IRL, for one, completely and totally impossible. For two, let's ignore the impossibility. It's going to cost $1 million to make this.
Correct.
My thought
let's
was
say
on
the-
costumes.
I'll take that.
I was
But
thinking
I
about the
mean, my
costumes.
question is,
But you
In the
can
grand
make
scheme
things
of
that are
things.
impossible.
I know, but yeah, I understand like making the movie is cheaper.
Oh.
But if you take
yeah,
all
I
that
just
away,
Just
right?
wanted
If
to
you
say
take, if you
thanks
take all the
for having
creativeness
me.
and all
I do
the
have to head out for now.
and just all the other people that would
problem,
help
man.
produce this, you
Yeah,
ruin the
it was
great
economy in the
having
long
Thanks so
run.
much for hosting me on your podcast.
Yeah.
I really
If we ever
appreciate
touch on a
talking about this
topic that
with
you'd
you
be
Use people's
interested in
jobs and
again,
stuff
I'd
that way.
love to have you.
It's
It's
good
our
to meet
first
you.
Okay,
special
go ahead.
guest.
It'd be nice to talk with. It'd be nice to talk
Oh,
again.
I'm saying,
not the first one, actually.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no. Remember, last episode was the first
We've
one.
had we've had
Guys,
special
I've got
guests
a-
on every
I'll be
episode,
on.
actually. Vampy was technically the
I'll
first
I'll still
special
be
guest.
on if you want to join me later.
Oh yeah,
Vampy's
but
always
I'm
special.
perfect.
All right, I
He just
can do that.
became a
I'll
permanent
do that. I'll show
fixture.
you too.
Special
If you
ed.
don't mind. Well,
Oh,
I
har
can do
har
that.
har.
Okay, yeah. DM me about it.
So
Yeah.
if you didn't know,
All right.
the Fukit Shit Show, I try to bring one topic
All right,
expert
bye, everyone.
What?
To every
have I
episode.
ever lacked out confidence?
So that
I don't
we
know
have
about that.
a perspective
no, what I mean is
different from everyone else's, and then it really gets conversation going. And
just
that's been proven real well.
With the whole cost effectiveness, the only thing I could think
Exactly.
of right away was, for example, you're doing something in space. Let's just say it's Star Trek, and you have this alien. This alien's a pink chick with 6 tits. You can't do that in reality as well.
What?
You would have to do a
Okay.
lot of
I mean,
CGI
he's
or a lot
right.
of special effects and shit to make it
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Makeup.
And,
Yeah.
and it
Why do I
costs
get
a
the
lot
feeling
more
we're
than
into
just
that?
making
Like,
an avatar.
yeah.
I
which
heard
is
6
just
tits
a
and my
so-
ears perked up. I
So
don't know why they
with
perked up.
that, it just makes
That might be
making
why.
movies more accessible to people by
Yes,
doing
okay,
it in
like-
VR.
Yes,
It makes
so
it much
that's
more
where I
accessible.
agree with you. Yes, it's accessible for people who are just starting out. But if you take it into the grand scheme of things, right? If you take it into like the account of like professionally made movies, right? You are taking away so much revenue from the other people that are in that production business, right? Like you're taking away makeup artists, you're taking away everyone's jobs, and then in the long run,
But
it
instead,
might even
you're
ruin the economy.
passing that to other people. You're instead passing it to other people because these big movies, they're paying people to make avatars, make worlds, record all of that. It just translates to
I
a
mean, think about
different
3D
side
movies.
of things.
Minions.
I've been saying
so
this-
anime,
lot less people
I've been
even
saying-
anime.
I've been saying this since I was in
Okay,
in
college.
anime, you only have a
There's
handful of people that make the
for
whole
game-
anime.
for the game design field,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
there's that,
applies
and-
to this as well.
In real life movies
The-
and shows,
yeah.
probably
What I
will
mean
not
by
die
when,
out.
what I
It would
mean by
just
when
become
I
a
say
smaller
applies,
market.
you got VR chat teaching people
It'd become
level
a niche
design,
market.
3D modeling,
That's what would
VFX,
happen.
programming. VR chat has literally created a new breed of game designers, and that can translate easily to the game development field. I know a few people from college who went to college for game design and are now working for DreamWorks because their talents are not
sorry.
exclusive to game design, but can be applied to like 3D movies and such. And the same logic can be used with this. Somebody has to make those avatars. Some animations need to be made a specific way. They cannot be done by people. So you need animators, you need environment artists, you need VFX artists, you need people for all of these.
Mocap
You need
teams.
programmers.
You need all the
Exactly.
same types of people for VR chat content. It's
Well,
just
not the
a
same
different
types. You need
medium.
different types of. You need different types of people
It's
that
the same
fulfill
types.
the same
No,
roles.
No. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's the same types of people, just a different medium. So IRL, you'll have the makeup artists, the costume designers.
I got jump
In
scared.
VR, you'll have
Oh,
avatar
shit.
creators and texture creators.
Yep,
Most
look
of
at
the
me,
time,
I'm
the
just-
avatar
I'm
creator
like-
doesn't make the textures, and the texture
talk about
creator
the
doesn't make
cameraman.
the avatars.
Look at me.
Yeah,
gotta
but
talk
you
about
also
the
have a
The
cameraman in
cameraman is
VR.
an art. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The same thing they use, the gimbal that they use in VR. It's settings, but it is the same artistry is being used. A lot of times, the guys who work on cameras understand it better and faster than someone trying to start it up from anew. Those same people still have that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they could easily move
What about-
to the
Yeah.
VR market.
VR
What about,
chat
like,
is a
practical
place
effects
that has
and
given
practical
birth
acting?
to.
Like, here you can't-
what do you mean?
It's got some
Do
tapped
that,
potential.
like-
Years ago, it had
like, take-
untapped potential, but now it has potential that
Take
is slightly
Pirates of
tapped,
the
but still
Caribbean, for
mostly
example.
untapped.
Yeah.
Do you think that could have been
could,
done better?
if-
Like, because I look at Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm like, man, that is like the pirate movie, right? Like, and I want to see
Yes.
actual people acting it out on an actual ship, making it feel more, real. Whereas in
but-
VR, you don't have that realism. You don't feel like
But
it's
now-
it's actually real, that kind of magic,
Would you prefer to have
It's a niche
one movie
medium.
or 10 movies?
Oh God.
One movie at
if you
at
have
the same quality as 10.
oversaturating the market.
Now I gotta
Yeah,
stop.
I
you
was
there.
gonna
No, I mean like 10
Oh,
movies in a series. I'm no.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
10
gotta
movies
stop
in a
you
series. So would you rather have
Too
like
much-
one
I feel
movie
like
in
too
the
much of a
series
good thing is
or
bad.
okay, but you're not catching my point. Like you can make
You can make more.
So
you can
much
make
more,
more.
As a person
so much
making the
easier and
movie, yes,
faster
I
and
understand
cheaper.
having 10 movies is good, but as the audience, you see 10 movies of the same thing, you're like, and like, does anything really
You're gonna
change?
get
Guess
more
what?
eventually.
How many
Exactly.
how many
Basically
Pirates of
saying
the
you guys
Caribbean
have
movies are out there?
reusability.
4.
5.
I swear to God, there's more than
Oh,
that.
yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 5. But I
Yes,
see
we
what
don't talk
he's
about the
saying.
fifth one, but
He's
there are
saying that
5.
it actually feels more realistic because they actually have the set
Because they have
made
people
so that
actually
The set
doing
made,
like
so
you're seeing
effects,
real
if-
people.
yeah,
People are
There
acting and
is
fighting.
there is ways to make VR look extremely realistic, like 90% realistic.
But we're not
I have
there
seen
yet.
worlds and avatar. Yo, we already are. I have seen avatars and
I
worlds
agree with Turtle on this
that
one. Yeah.
make you
Yeah.
feel like you
I-
are physically there.
I
It
do
does
agree with
exist. It's just
Turtle
not
that
super
it
common
becomes-
because the
it's just
cost
a
for
tricky
it
thing to
is a little
do.
higher.
I've seen it and
The
done it
cost
before, though.
to make things more realistic is a little higher than
With
it is to make
AI?
like
It's
our
not just the
avatars that we're all
cost, it's
wearing.
I mean,
technology
to
yeah.
mix.
The technology is already there. I guarantee it is.
Well,
It
that's a
is
tricky thing.
100% already there.
If you're gonna use AI,
Yeah,
I have
that'd be
seen
fine.
the avatars. I have seen the worlds
I
that
know.
are realistic as fuck. Like you feel like you're walking into that world instead of just
Freaking IKEA.
another world that's put together.
as a world.
But
And I
It's
can
very
understand that, but
realistic.
the
IKEA.
equipment that
like
certain people have
the creator of
is not
Complex
possible.
7,
I guess
no,
like the customer
but we're
in
talking in
equipment.
general. Like the people making these things.
If I may,
We're talking
say
about
something
someone
real quick,
recording a movie and things in
Mhm.
VR, and
I
if they can make the world,
I'll wait for him.
If you can make
do
the
know
world
people who use. I do know people who use VR in the same room as each other, and theoretically, and I have seen them actually like fight each other in game and her like it in real life. So theoretically, some acting can be done and translated to VR. It's just not
yeah.
common
So
thing because you don't see it often.
we're specifically talking about like how real life movies feel more real to you, and how VR is already there. You can already make things feel extremely close. Like if you have to put a ton of special effects over something, then you can make it in VR 90% identical and make it just as good, if not better, in VR sometimes.
Well, what if the cost of the VR is more expensive than the actual practical effects?
Doesn't matter because you can reuse
I don't believe
VR
it would
for
be.
it. You can reuse the VR and all the equipment
You
you,
can
buy
reuse
for
assets.
it, every single thing and different things, and you can reuse the assets. So like special effects, if someone makes the special effect for something and then uses it once, well, sure, they can reuse that special effect, but they're going to have to really modify it, really tweak it, which I guess that's on par with modifying and tweaking an asset for a world or an avatar. But you have so much more possibility, and you can make things realistic as fuck in VR.
We're talking about crossing the uncanny valley
It's-
curve.
Yeah, it's just not super common because the cost, the time cost to make something photorealistic in VR chat is
I feel
too
you.
high for most people. But But for a movie studio, that cost is immensely lower than it would be for them to make that special effect and pay the actor to be on site.
Turtle was actually right, and I just remembered something from an experience I had while I was in Japan. In Japan, there are actually VR arcades that are set up so that you can play in a simulated environment, and I tried one of them myself. It was a shooter inside of a spaceship that was infested with something. It was back in 2019. I don't remember what the creatures were, but I remember how into that I got. I forgot I was in VR because of I got so into dodging and just shooting all the creatures and just defending myself that by the time that I finished and reached the end, I was like, holy crap, I forgot that I was even in this simulated, because they have an entire open space dedicated for it.
So what you're getting at is basically the actors would feel more invested into the movie themselves because they feel like they would actually be living in it, right?
Yes.
Rather than okay, I see that point. That's actually a really good point. I like that one.
Right.
It would make more movies
how many
more
bloopers where the actors looking in the wrong direction.
Oh yeah.
That would be funny.
Plus,
but yeah, I had almost completely
think of
forgotten
it-
about that experience until Turtle mentioned the feel of real life, and that came back to
It would
me.
make movies really interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, take the movie Avatar, for example. You can have facial tracking on your headset. You don't even have to put them into suits or anything. They're just there.
So the only thing, as far as I understand how Avatar worked, there are very little actual sets made for it. Most of Avatar is special effects and just taking the person's movements, and that's it. So there's nothing saying you can't do exactly that on par, if not even better, by using VR.
Yeah, because mocap suits are really good. I will say that. Mocap suits have...
They've gotten a lot
The
better,
only
actually.
issues I see in VR production is you're going to have to deal with a lot of retakes because of your tracking glitching out, etc.
Maybe.
I mean, that's not going to be much different than
the
IRL,
actual...
really.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
So another thing about
more.
Another thing about IRL versus VR movies and shit. VR, you don't have to have everyone in the same room if they're in the same scene. You can have them across the world. You don't have to stop your life and just record a movie. You can just get on VR chat at night after your regular day job and join in and be an actor in a movie.
You have a lot more freedom.
I agree.
On top of that, you don't even have to be a drop dead
I
gorgeous person like you do in real life movies.
Even real big projects, you still don't have to drop your regular life, leave your family behind, and go to California to record.
Good voice acting.
Yes, but think about this. You're
General,
working on
maybe
a
just
you're going to make a big production set, and it's going to be in VR chat, right? I mean, you're still saving a lot of money just by flying the people out to one simple studio, having the grand setup of everybody's dream, and having everyone acted out there. The possibilities are just yes, you can have everybody separate, or even if you want to have the sync problem you have. A lot of times when Acme was working on those fight scenes, there was a time delay when someone needs to swing a couple seconds later, so it looks like it's actually contacting. But if you had the control, you have everybody in the same room, same tracking, and sometimes even the same PC.
Strangely enough, there's ways around that now.
PC would have to be a fucking beast.
Because you can
Have to be
get
Korean
around
internet.
those delays and things by having animations synced up between people. You can basically animate it, but have physical people there for the scenes that don't need to be fully animated and be perfectly frame for frame. Great. So there are animation syncs. So I was literally sent the file for it last night to sync up animations between avatars in the same world. And they sync frame for fucking frame perfectly. And it syncs frame for frame perfectly with every other avatar that is compatible and set up with it for whoever's viewing it. Not just you or your friend. It's everyone that's viewing it. It's all synced up frame for frame. So complex scenes that can be made into a basic animation, you can do that. And it's pretty similar to animating something in regularly. So it's not really any different than making an animation movie.
So, what about all the extras? Would that just be people randomly in the background with maybe like 100-person world and everyone's just doing their own thing while that movie's going on?
That can all be done through editing. Again, you can have 5 or 10 people and record 3 different scenes with them just in the background acting, and then overlay the actual main characters. Yeah, people do it all the time for YouTube videos.
There was a VR game a while back ago where you could have you can be a solo person. You would act out one scene. You'd replay it. You'd see the avatar from that you were before, and then you'd be another actor. You could be one person crowd.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. There's a game of VR chat that does that. When you die, another robot goes around and
even
and
similar.
Does what you did.
Similar to the like YouTube and TikTok shorts, where people act as multiple different characters and all they do is like change a hat or something. You can do that a million times better in VR. And just one person.
Things
you know what I'm talking about?
You can't do it IRL. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
It doesn't work as well IRL. I mean, people do it, but it doesn't work as well. All they do is like change their hat, change their clothes for which character they're playing, sort of thing.
You can change your species, change it into an object. All of a sudden, you're a lamp.
Yeah. Oh my God. If a lamp just showed up in front of me right now, I would fucking die.
Scours avatar.
Someone make it happen.
Don't make me get the moth out.
I don't have a lamp avatar. Also, I can't find my Wii.
There is. Oh, that's
all I have to do is turn on that other avatar and it's fucking woo bright.
Yeah, I mean, anyone else have any interesting topics to do with VR movies, shows, things like that? Anything?
I could throw something else out.
Go for it.
Okay, we touched a little bit on the music scene, like for VR chat, and I think that's really popping. I think that's the entry level gate for people getting into making content inside of VR chat. There's a song you like, you start recording videos and music videos. I did one with. We're not going to talk about, but I think that's the entry level gate. I think the question is, what's the area that if we would say, hey, you want to get into it or you're looking to get into it, where to start? I say right there on desktop. I start making videos with other people dancing around me and then just start editing together.
Lamp.
Yeah. I mean, that's the really cool thing. Like even movies, they do this thing where they have the camera sit in one spot. They take a picture of the background. Then they get some actors over here, record them from the same position. Some actors over in the middle, record them from the same position without the ones on the left, and then they can just pick and choose which parts to use too. So they do that IRL and do the same thing. Pretty much anything you can do IRL, you can do in VR. Even easier.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
legally, yes.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Oh, jump off. I'm jumping off.
What do you mean? Legally, I can't take your kidney in VR.
Sure you can.
You can't take a kid or a kidney?
I'm back
Well, you can kind of do, but
Oh, okay.
my God.
I thought he said kid. I mean, technically you can take it. But don't do that. Don't go to the. Don't go to the.
Don't, maybe don't.
Don't go to
that.
Public
There's
Worlds and
already
pick up
cases-
questies.
Surgery, the IRL movie.
Fuck you for calling me
There are a
out.
ton of cases on this
I
game.
did say
Don't
legally.
even
Are you
start.
picking up quest? I picked up a questie, and I love her. She's not watching, but shout out.
Oh my
I
God.
do. Yeah. I've
Don't worry,
picked up
Twitch is Quest
Questie
compatible.
too before.
I had
I have an honorable mention for the
McDonald's was
music
really good,
community.
by the way. Hated
and
it.
the,
Hated
the
every second
film
of eating
stuff.
it. But it was
There's a
good.
dude named Dan from MD5 Studios or like MD5 Visual that has his own programming. He has like a specific program with like a controller or something that he uses a camera for the VRC camera, and does like really cool visuals. He makes music videos and films and stuff for a group called New Eden Interactive. I don't know if anybody's ever heard
Why
of
have I
them.
heard of them?
They're like
I
a
don't think
Broadway
I
show
have.
kind of thing for VR chat.
I've heard 'em.
Interesting. Okay,
Performers.
so let's take a real quick 5-minute break. If you need to go to the bathroom, get a drink, anything like that, go ahead. If
Find
you
my
want to
weed.
continue talking, you can do that too. Yeah. find your stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a real quick break. We've been here for a little over an hour, so figure it's about
I
time
like
for
that burp. That rumbled my headphones.
quick
This is not
bathroom
like
break.
Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan
And
offers
I'll
his
also
own
be right
weed.
back.
Huh?
I can't really hand you virtual weed, man. That doesn't work.
Hand me
But
virtual
I'll be
weed.
back
I
myself in a
put
couple
it on
minutes, so
because
I had to
the
walk
other AV I
for this
turned
little
on,
bit, you
so much
guys,
just to
I don't
try
care
to
if you have
find
side
a
conversations and anything like that. That's perfectly
processing,
fine.
I almost
I'll be back.
killed myself
Oh,
from
it's-
blind.
Well, this
And the snow was up to my
This
thigh.
man
It was
just
like
flopped.
actually like up to my hip.
Like for a moment,
I fell into
Xavier
snow
was
that was up
God.
to my
He was
hip.
Like all he was doing was glowing.
I'm moving so
Oh
slow.
my
Xavier.
god.
I was
Why
walking
did
and
I call
walking,
you
and then all of a sudden my
Xavier?
leg went down, and I
Who the hell
was
is
up to
Xavier?
my cramp.
Xavier.
I like
You have now
Xavier.
evolved
I made
into
it become
Xavier.
that.
I
moving
think
so
I
slow.
know a Xavier.
You're like
I
a
just got
Pokemon
you two
evolving.
mixed
Why are
up.
you moving?
Let me look this.
I'm going to make my alter
Okay,
ego Xavier. You've
Yes,
been
do it.
Xavier.
Do it.
It is all.
Who the hell is Xavier? I apparently don't know this person. I think I know a Xavier. I feel like I got you two mixed up for a
You
moment.
do
there.
now. You've been Xavier.
You just made his alter ego. Your
On
child
the
finally
screen
go
is on
down.
Xavier.
No,
the
but we
thing
got
is
our power
behind
back
me.
up.
Well, we get the evil
Turn off.
version. I'm hungry.
Oh god, yeah. You know what? Let's have your child talk to the
Yeah,
entire
I
podcast.
You know what you
down
need?
into
A
the snow.
Gatorade.
I don't think that's a
Like
good idea.
face first. I was like,
Fancy.
ah, fuck.
Obviously, on my
And the
stream,
council
it's
uncles
Then
was a
my
good
leg was
idea.
super tired for walking in the snow because it was
The
taking.
council
Yes,
of
because
uncles
the
was a
council
good
of
idea.
uncles is going to upset an audience here for him.
The Council of Uncles. I feel like I should
Oh,
start
my
there
God.
now.
Oh, they're talking about
Yeah,
yes.
it's out straight, and I'm trying to
No,
walk.
it's
past
my
it.
audience. I don't need
I'm
another
trying
one.
to
Go
like
away.
through
Me and a
you,
bunch of
but
other
because
guys.
you realize I'm not
where-
in
and
VR.
we're
so.
all his daughter's
Oh my
uncles because we've been around since
Oh
we
my
were
God.
Back hurts. I'm laying down.
So we've been
I've been
like
laying
we've
down.
known this little girl since she was literally born.
Snow's gonna do that to you.
Yeah, I
That
sent
is
y'all newborn
cool.
pictures.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah,
I
you
got
did.
some in my crew like
Right.
that too.
Yeah,
so-
so
have those
we
pictures on
just
my-
became
Oh, yeah.
the online uncles.
Why am I cramping so bad? I need water. That's why
Which
I need
I'm
water.
pretty sure
Be right
did
back.
include.
No,
You wanna
I've
be the
been
first
laying
person
down
to fall
this
asleep
I was
on
about to
podcast.
crash again. God damn
I've
it.
been trying.
You know what?
not
That might be
to.
me if once I get new hands because I'm gonna lay on my bed and just feel like, oh.
If you fall asleep, we're gonna all fart in your face.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll teabag.
I'm literally laying down right now. I've been laying
Hey,
down this
Turtle.
whole time.
Yes.
Another important area to kind of bring into conversation is social media, because you can find people on VRChat streaming their avatars and VRChat through TikTok on their TikTok lives.
Yeah, that's not exactly what we're touching on today.
I don't think that
We're-
counts.
That's
Okay.
more just
I thought it
streaming.
did.
That's not exactly what we're touching on. Specifically today, I know you kind of just got
I
here,
have-
so today we're
I have a
specifically
sneaking
touching on
suspicion that'll be Thursday.
movies and shows that were recorded in VR. So
Ah.
even
I
this
put in an
would
idea.
Okay.
Still.
Who's playing a
somewhat count, but
banjo?
also not. It's more
I'm playing my
instead of playing it
guitar
out
because I just
and
remembered I'm
dancing
supposed to
together,
write a
not
song
really
for
streaming.
Okay. Thanks for
Turtle.
bringing me
Sounds
up
like
to
a
speed
banjo
then.
Wait,
from all the
did-
way over
Oh
there.
yeah, I forgot
Did
about that.
anyone look at my ideas the idea I put in?
I looked at the ideas. I'm gonna be going over them tomorrow, hopefully, and picking out. I already know what next week's topics are gonna be. Tuesday next week is gonna be military members of VRChat and
I
how
got
VR
someone I can
chats.
bring.
Oh, I should
Definitely,
have my
that's gonna be
father over
Tuesday.
here for that one because he used to
Fucking go
be
for
in
it.
the
I mean,
military.
but not really, because if he doesn't play VR chat, then he won't really put on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know a
well,
man who might
obviously
be-
he was in it.
But
I know a man
I was
who
trying
would
to
be
find a way not to
interested, who
land
might
on
be
your body.
interested in that,
Brain
and he does
scrambled
VR
So,
chat.
if everyone's back, we'll be going back onto topic in a minute here, but I'll just go over next week's topic since we're in the intermission here. So next
yeah,
week's
what about
topic,
Thursday?
Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be military members of VR chat and how VR has allowed them to continue a social life, while being away from home, away from family, away from friends. And then Thursday is going to. Do you mind not putting your shit stains on my table?
It feels like I just did that. I just wiped my entire ass on your table.
Turtle, I thought you said you were into that.
Anyways.
I'm not. Anyway,
about
Thursday
this
next week is going.
Hold on, I'm
This
gonna-
Thursday.
going on right now.
What is this Thursday?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
I thought you said this Thursday was Avatar creators and shit.
Oh yeah, VR, Avatar and World Creation is this Thursday. Yeah.
I'm back. Oh my god,
They
that hurts
also
so
have
fucking
people I
bad.
could bring.
Oh.
And then next Thursday will be...
If you have people that you can bring, you got to get them in contact with me before because I already
That's what I'm
have a
saying.
handful. Yeah.
Well, the only
Alright.
person I know I
Here.
can bring is the
I'm gonna
host
see
of
if
this fucking
Bimo
show.
could do it. Maybe Bimo won't.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
so
special
let's
guest
get
turtle
back.
dude.
Let's get back on topic here.
Who
So,
texted me?
did anyone else? What were we going on? Something about Avatar or not? About World making movies and shows in VR, right? Yeah, that thing. So
Sorry, 6-titty pink alien is still stuck in my
we-
head.
No, stop.
we've touched.
Damn.
I can throw a
So
question.
we pretty much hit all of the points that I've wanted to hit. How you feel about it. We've definitely touched on that. How it's made things different, definitely. The pros and cons, we've definitely gotten in depth on that. And we've also asked if you've watched any. So yeah, we've touched on every one of the topics I had listed for the day. So let's keep going.
You didn't touch on me.
Wait, how about people who's been
That's
in it?
relatable.
I'm not the only one.
Oh my.
Yeah. Has anyone else in here been in any VR movies or shows and things? I know I already talked about me being in one of GM3's music videos back in the day.
I cannot say I have.
I was in the
in a
running.
music
I was
video.
gonna be a background character.
I
in
was
one of
waiting for
them.
you, Tease.
You've been in it?
I'm in a
Have you been in anything?
Yeah, it's a music video by Gryatin, with KR1 Studios called Tokyo Gang.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Don't choke.
Jesus.
Why your
I just
fingers
fingered her
so
mouth.
Too late.
Usually I like when they choke. I mean, what?
Hey yo, all right,
No, it's better when they
we went
gag.
way off topic. We went way
Idiots,
off.
it's better
Wow.
when they gag,
Well, this
okay?
went back on to topic number 2 from fucking last week.
We were talking about
yeah.
acting, right? It was acting, right? Not real, but acting.
Yeah.
So convincing.
So, you know what? This is a good idea. This is really good. So, adult films made in VR chat. How many of you have seen them?
Oh, we're going.
Oh,
I thought you were going to ask how many I've made. But let me see.
How do you feel about them? Mostly, how do you feel about them? Do you think it's
I
a
feel
good
like I'm
thing?
more
Do you think it's
well-versed
a bad
in this
thing?
category than
I'm
I am the movie one.
I'm not saying. So I'm not saying necessarily made in VR chat. If it's made in VR chat, don't say anything about it being made in VR chat because there's rules against that.
We will
There's
But
no
VR
adult content that is
Adult-
made in
Wait,
VR
that's
chat.
rules?
exactly. So
I say it's got to
How do
stand
you
up better
feel
than
about
your
it?
average quality. It can't
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
It can't be basic. If you're gonna do it, I mean, it's just it can't be basic. You can't just be like put a camera on, film yourself. I don't think that flies. If you're gonna do something that risky, go
Yeah.
all the way out. Like
Yeah, like make
I
a
know a
whole...
girl
get
that
someone else
exactly
there and do a
wants
whole
to
acting
play
thing
shit.
for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
a month? Oh my god.
5K a month off of VR.
Just drop my phone.
adult
Give me a sec.
Film content stuff.
And she doesn't even have to
I mean,
do
she-
anything more.
your acting is already mid.
She
Oh
knows
my
how to
shows
do
is
it
already
IRL.
mid.
That's crazy.
You're there for a reason, and that's what it accomplishes.
Also,
You got to
there's,
step
like,
above if you're going for
admins that
if you're doing it in
have, like,
This
VR.
isn't the
things
beach.
on
This is a
them for that stuff,
bathtub.
You know, makes it all
You
the
know
more
what? That's
easier.
that's more than mid. I'll accept that.
Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know.
Yes, I know that.
I
know.
I mean, since we're talking about
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
since we're talking
Please
about things,
save me.
I just had to bring that up
We're not at a beach.
so we could talk
I'm
about
in
that just a little bit.
bathtub.
But
That's
yeah,
what that's all I'm supposed to plus.
I mean,
you
like,
said off a
are you
chain
having
reaction.
it IRL? No,
Oh my
but
God.
like, so like it's not.
You know what?
That's cool.
You know what? That would make the best. That would make the best adult content in VR. They are
That's
already
crazy.
together IRL. They do it in the same room. They actually
Oh
do
my
it.
god, no, no, no.
So
Yes.
Trackers break so
So I
badly in
dated
that
someone
situation.
Headsets
once.
bonking together.
So
Oh,
I dated
yeah.
someone
Yeah.
once, and
Yeah.
there's video out there of them losing their virginity while in
Oh
VR
yeah,
chat.
yeah, I've seen it.
Just, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is weird now.
That's why I said.
Settle
Top
with
Yeah.
cherry picker?
VR.
Okay, yeah, I'm not okay with this topic
No,
anymore.
I wasn't. Yeah, let's go on. Let's go on. Okay. Yeah.
Is this person of age?
I believe that is where we get canceled.
VR girlfriend.
Yes.
No, we.
Hold on a minute. What the hell did I miss?
Oh,
All right,
They
folks.
lost their
let's-
virginity in
I'll tell you
VR
later.
chat.
But
I will
regardless,
show you a
Okay.
picture of us.
do YouTube bomb?
I'll tell you later.
I feel like I won't be able to watch all the
Yeah,
playback.
I'm not gonna.
So-
I'm not going to reply to that.
Not good. No, no. We're not in here.
Turtle, what is 5 minutes of your
That's a
stream
yes.
muted?
That's a
Here,
yes.
Oh,
look at my, okay, hold on. Look at my social photo.
They totally bonked
Okay.
headsets, guys.
Well,
No.
All of our accounts got
I
banned.
think on that note, unless anyone has another topic
I thought
that
you
you'd
said
like
bonking
to,
real
to my
live. I was
house.
like, what the fuck? You don't even know that.
Bunking the headsets together, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Back on
We're done
topic.
here. We're done. We're done. Now,
Oh my
unless
God.
someone else, does anyone else have some? Okay, stop dying, Stampy. Oh my God.
It's too fucking late.
Okay, hold on.
We lost him.
What is this?
Projects.
I don't know.
I moved too slow.
I think we need to wait until they're finished dying over here. My
Yeah,
God.
let's just.
Stuff is right.
What the fuck just
I'm
happened?
not dying.
Stampy, mute yourself. Mute yourself, or I'll mute you for me. Mute you for you. For...
You know
What
that
was
only
said?
affects
What'd I
him and
miss?
not the stream.
I want to laugh. I want
No,
to
I
enjoy
can.
the
I can force mute him in the world.
Oh,
Please. Check my social photo.
Cody.
Look, I already.
That's us.
I muted myself.
What was that?
God.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I'm the new host.
He's free now.
Anyway,
Oh, you're
back
sitting on my
on
lap.
topic.
They were talking about.
Yeah,
Guys,
before we
You
get
do
to
know
another
that's not
fucking
like
laughing fit.
E-girl, E-couple dating.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Okay, now let's quiet down here. Let's quiet down for a second. Does anyone? Please don't die
Okay,
on my
man.
set.
If anyone's dying, it's gonna be me. I'll lose air and I'll just.
Okay, so does anyone else have a topic to do with movies or shows filmed in VR that you would like to bring up that we haven't
I pretty
touched
much
on yet?
I pretty much exhausted all the ones that I could.
I mean, I do.
scrape
Actually,
together
what's
from
funny is I
mine,
prefer
from the play,
TikToks made on VR
from the
chat
plays,
rather
the
than.
canceled
Yeah, like
Christmas Carol to roleplay
What?
stuff
Is
like
that
that.
wrong, or am I aneurysm?
No, I
thought you
prefer
said
TikToks made
Yeah.
on VR
Okay,
chat.
well,
I thought
Yeah,
it said
I
TikToks.
think
I'm so sorry.
I think we're gonna call it a day for this one. So thank you all for
My
coming.
brain's
This has
melting.
been hilarious and great. I think this was possibly one of the better topics we've
And
had on
surprisingly short.
podcast. Yeah,
That's
we've
fine.
been going for nearly 2
Okay, I
hours,
didn't say it
so
was
this
bad.
has been a full length one. So now
This
we're gonna do
podcast
the
ran
ending.
smoothly.
Sussy.
Yeah, this was actually not a shit show. This was extremely well.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we didn't
Well balanced.
live up to our
Make it a shit show.
name.
Hang on, everyone quiet. It was a shit show because EDM rubbed his ass on my table.
And fucking half the couch over here
Yeah.
burst into laughter.
He's just.
Dirty move.
Anyway, so
I can't believe I missed that.
we're gonna call it a day. If
Where the
everyone
dog
can
going?
quiet down,
Yes.
and we're gonna do what I like to do at the end of every episode, and we're gonna go through each of you, who you are, where you can be found, what type of content you make, and I just found another puppy tooth.
Oh,
that's
no.
Cool.
Nice.
Puppy lost another tooth, and it was on my toe.
Nice.
Go back.
Yeah, that had to hurt.
He was giving it to you.
Anyway, so we're gonna start off on. I always go from this side to that side, so we're gonna start on this side today. Stealth, where can you be found? What do you do?
I can be found at twitch.tv/StealthTheFox, and I stream whatever the hell I can, whenever the hell I can, daughter included. I'll see you there.
And Sobe, my left-hand man, my
Hi.
co-host.
You can find me every Tuesday and Thursday at twitch.tv/turtledude1. You can also find me at onlyfarmers.com/Sobe.
Oh my god.
Is that real? I will look it up. Swear to God.
I gotta follow that up. It's Zavian TV. You can find me on Twitch by the same name, YouTube by the same name. I'm going to put out my streams on Friday, so come down. It'll be a party, and yeah, that's me in a short one.
Okay, Halen, go for it.
Hey, I'm Halen Riser. I stream pretty much Mondays and Wednesdays on twitch.tv/HalenRiser978. I also do some YouTube videos. I've been streaming a lot of Lethal Company such. We recently hit affiliate, and I've implemented a feature that brings back a lot of what I was known for in VR chat involving my old models and throwing them at me.
Oh my god.
Now I want to preface this with saying I have 1,000 models uploaded to VR chat, and I'm uploading them all to this so that there is a high probability of 1,000 different things going to be thrown at me. So please, come throw different models at me.
Don't you mean different
I've known
nuts?
Halen for years. Halen is awesome, good friend of mine. I've hung out with him in person. He's awesome.
I've heard of a
EDM,
fashion
go for
show,
it.
but not a fashion throw.
Hi, I'm EDM Studios. You can find me at EDM Studios everywhere on the internet. Just Google me. I'm pretty cool. You can also find me on twitch.tv/EDM Studios is live. I do the funnies and all the funnies. Yeah, Google me and you'll just find me in random places. I also make music.
Well, I would expect.
And Vampy.
Alright, well, as you know, people call me Vampy, or you can call me Sir Bloodworth, as the name goes, usually. You can find me at Twitch by Sir_Bloodworth. And I stream a variety of games and this podcast, although right recently it's only been this podcast.
Okay, Tease, go for it.
One day,
You can
Vampy.
find me
We'll
just
get back on
about
the saddle.
anywhere at tees.vrc, mostly TikTok though. You won't find me on the Only Cans or the Corn Pub bonking my headset.
Damn.
And
There's
Jigsaw,
that.
go for it.
Beautiful.
What about the batter
you
shake?
can find me over at
What about the batter
Twitch,
shake?
Jigsaw 5000. I don't really stream a lot because I'm military, so I don't really have time for that. Because when I come home, I just kind of want to relax. But on like the weekends and 4-day weekends, I do tend to stream like God of War and stuff like that. So.
Speaking of military, are you available next Tuesday? Because,
Yes.
the podcast is every Tuesday and
I know,
Thursday
I
at
will
6
be
p.m.
available,
Central
yes.
Time.
Tuesday I will be, hopefully. But
I was
can't
using a
promise
segue,
anything.
motherfucker. The podcast Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about military members of VR chat and how they use VR to continue to connect with their friends and family while not necessarily being anywhere near them. And having a social life, because I know that's difficult. And
Turtle.
funnily enough, I have a friend that I met yesterday that's currently in our going to be joining the military very soon. So they're going to be joining us, hopefully, as long as they're available. And they're interested to hear people like you and your take on.
He's not.
No, he's interested to hear like your take on how VR has helped you continue to connect with people.
Oh, okay. I was like, he's talking about the military. He's gonna be interested in the military. Fuck no, he's not after me.
No, it's not going to really be focused on military itself. It's going to be focused on how VR has allowed you to continue to have a social life. Well, not really having much of a social life. And
true.
This Thursday, so 2 days from right now, which if this is up on YouTube, that would be tomorrow, because this gets posted on YouTube on Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. So this Thursday, we're going to be talking about VR, avatar, and world creation. I've got a relatively big name, a couple big names that are going to be joining us, hopefully, to talk about that and give their input on it.
Is it Lucifer and Star?
I would love to have him. I know him. I haven't seen him in years, but he removed me as a friend a long time ago. So no, I've got some good names. So I'll tell you about it in a minute. But
the big boys
yeah, if you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. Give me your favorite color in the comments. That'd be great. If you watch this fucking far in, 2 hours of a stream, do that.
Admire his hair. As it
Some
plays.
kind of horny turtle.
If
That's
you
not
like
quite what he's
green,
laughing
you're
at.
automatically my favorite friend.
It's alfalfa.
Anyway, thank you all of the participants in today's podcast, those that are here and those that had to leave early, and thank you everyone for watching and listening and enjoying the shit show.
Also, don't.
I'll see you guys Thursday.
Check out everybody
Quite
around
literally,
here.
because EDM
The
rubbed
Bye,
Behave
chat.
Show.
Oh fuck! I gotta find her right now.
All right, let me find someone to raid.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Raid Bagster. He's a nerd. He's a nerd from VR chats in the
You
old
poor-
days.
poor turtle, and
You there?
don't forget to check everybody that's
Oh, I don't know
come
them,
and
so I
Just
don't know
link their
who.
socials.
Yeah,
Oh,
check
I'll
them
be
all
right
out.
in.
They're awesome people.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go commit arson on my stove.
Oh no, I know who to raid.
Fuck yeah.
I know who to raid.
Isn't that just called
better than
cooking?
that?
That's
Popcorn.
a great way to end it.
I
I'm gonna
commit
Oh
arson
commit
no, I
on
just
raid.
turn it on and it catches fire every
You
time.
gonna
I'm gonna
raid
send
turtles?
you guys to a good friend of
I'm
mine,
an arsonist, you know.
Rob
You
Roman's
have
voice.
A gas stove?
He
Rob
makes
Roman, I
I
he
haven't
does
seen him in a
DJing in
while.
VR.
things
He's
on
awesome.
fire by looking at it. Just
So,
existing
I'll
in the
see you
general
guys.
vicinity of anything with heat.
Oh yeah, she's a
Just, I'm an
Sagittarius. It
accident-
happens.